Hey guys, TerrorPUP here, and we are going to be going through this stack of boxes. Okay, all of this is going to make a new router for us. This is the Banana Pi R4. And we're going to go through each thing. So the first thing I want to show off is that you're going to need a 12-volt barrel jack power supply. This is the same power supply I'm using with the R2 and R3. Okay. Very inexpensive, but you're going to need one of these. And I'm going to set this aside over here on my little workbench. The next thing, and we're going to be doing this in two parts. This is part one, where we're unboxing and we're going to assemble it, and then part two will be me getting it set up. Okay, so this is the official, and I don't have one of these for the R2 or the R3, but this is the official heatsink and fan. And that's beautiful. Very solid aluminum. It's got the fan on there. We got our little power plug. So that's going to be useful. I'm going to put that, though, right there. Now, the next part, I'm going to need my scissors for... Actually, you know what? We'll put that here for a second. Okay. We're going to go and we're going to put this here. All right. This is the official. You can always tell when it's official because they're boxed with their logo and it's even checked. This is the Banana Pi R3 case. Pull this out. Metal case. Very beautifully designed. And we got our holes for antennae. Okay. And we also have holes in the back so that if we do a G4, G5 card, we can do that. Now, the only thing is, I don't see my screwdriver. We'll have to pause it, but there's stuff on the inside. Just I can't open it because let me look. Ah, there it is. Always keep your tools on your desk. So they actually locked it. Okay. So this is going to have, so it doesn't go over. It looks like it's going to slide in because this is the back. One of the things that's, I mean, they do routers. Banana Pi, they do routers very nice. So here's the back plate. Like I said, here's the holes for our wireless mobile device. So that looks good. Front panel comes off too. That's good. All right. Ah, here. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to put my screws here so I don't lose them. I like this. Okay. So front and back panel come off. And thought, yep, that was right. And the slide panel, or sorry, top panel slides off. And this is all Real nice aluminum. Okay. Put these here, and we'll put our screws here. So our board will go here. Okay. But that's real nice. And I'm going to put that over there. And then inside, they give us a screwdriver. You got rubber feet. Now, these are nice. I actually had a classmate get mad at me because I recommended these for a Netgear switch she had, because a lot of people don't realize these switches, especially Netgear, they put off some heat, and heat destroys electronics. So we got all our screws, little silver screws to connect it to the case, little black screws to close up the case. So that's nice. We're going to put that right there for right now. And now, this is the BPi-R4. This is the actual board. Now, let's say you don't want to do Wi-Fi. All you need is this. And I've actually seen some of my, well, I can't call them colleagues. We don't work together, but other Banana Pi enthusiasts who are testing and doing videos are using this to set up like a NAS. So that's pretty cool. But here's our board, and we're going to go over it here in a minute. So really nice. One thing that they gave us, which is first time for me to see them do that, check that out. These will slide into these SIM card holders, because this is our SD card holder, okay? And they're going to protect it. But here's our top. Again, here's where we could add a G4 card, okay? There's the CPU. Our SFP slots, okay? And then our standard 4 gigs over here. For one gig, 2.5, we'll find out. But anyway, that's there. Okay. A USB 3. Now, the one thing that you'll notice about this compared to the R2, okay, there's no HDMI. This really does it. It looks like the R3, you know, on the back, okay, except and we don't have the R2 has the HDMI, the R3 doesn't. Now on the bottom, this is what I'm excited about. See these two? These are our PCIe slots, and this is where we'll add our wireless card, okay, the BE14, which is Wi-Fi 7. I did a little short video. I'll leave a link above. You know, that's going to be there. The other thing is impressive. Here's another M2 slot, and it looks like it'll do 30, 42, and 80. So you can add some storage to it, okay? So we're going to put that right there. Now, this big brown box. I did a mail call about this, okay? And I've already opened this up. And yes, I still think this is very sexy. This is our BE14. This is the wireless. I'm going to put onto the bottom of this. And what's cool about this is technology changes so fast that, let's say it's not going to happen, but hypothetically a week from now, they come out with Wi-Fi E or enhanced, or Wi-Fi 8. The board itself, okay, the R4 doesn't have to be redesigned and all that. All you need to do is replace this. Okay? And let's say, you know, like the one gentleman I was telling you about, he actually put an M2 with a bunch of SATA ports so that he could build a NAS with this, okay? So this board, or these boards, are going to give it a lot of opportunity, but I'm actually going to use this to build a wireless router, okay? As you guys know, I have several VLANs in my house, and this is going to replace the Banana Pi R3 Mini. No, I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm going to try to get a G4 card for it, and I'm actually going to try to use it traveling because of my new work. So, inside the bag, there are some thermal pads. And we'll get these out. Okay. And those look like they cover that because I assume, okay, in a way it'll dissipate the heat, okay, because that's going to slide in there like that, okay. So we're going to put this over to the side. If you've seen videos of the doghouse, you'll know that my beagles are usually over to the side. So the other thing they send us, heat sinks to go on there. And what makes these things impressive, a bag of antennae. And this is very nice, okay? And one thing that I'm super happy about is these are big. If you've seen me do videos where I'm working on other SBCs, my biggest complaint about SBCs is how tiny the freaking antennas are. So I'm going to lean that there. So, all right, that's everything. Okay. And we're going to start assembling this, so let's go ahead and get our overhead turned on. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Actually, let's go ahead and make it the bigger one. Okay, I'm going to turn off for a second. And we're going to make my big fat self become tiny. Okay. And we'll put me over here. Okay. That way we can see it. You know, and what's amazing is camera picks up, you know, I clean this, but it always picks up all the dirt. So the first thing is we're going to flip this over. Okay. And I'm going to use my, actually, hold on. I got an X-Acto blade. Really don't have nails. Okay. Come on. when you, if your kids are watching, I'm not trying to make this into an educational video, but explain the dangers of using X-Acto blades. Okay, so we got that off. We're gonna, now again, these are dual or 2 PCIe 3 slots. So we have two PCI 3 slots. So if you wanted to, and you could find another adapter that would work over here, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. But this, okay, I'm gonna put it here, I'm gonna push down, gotta click, and then we're gonna lock it into place. Okay. And one thing I don't see, hopefully there's enough screws here. If not, I'm gonna look. Because I didn't get screws with the card itself. Alright, so let me flip this over because, oh, they're not covers, they're actually to hold the new micro slim cards. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this plastic. I think I put it in the wrong way, so I'm hoping I did. No, I did it the right way. Okay. May have screwed up already. Yeah, okay. Hopefully I didn't break it. We'll put those in last. Okay. All right. So I got a couple of these screws. There we go. And if you can see it, there are the antenna connectors. You know, let me scoot up a little bit more so I can be in the camera shot. We're going to take the case right now, put it to the side. Put these SIM holders up here next to the screws. Okay. And we'll continue on. That one went a lot easier than that one. Okay, so we got our board in. It looks nice. And then the one thing before we attach it, we're going to make sure that we have clearance with the heat sinks, okay? And then we are definitely going to put the thermo pads on there. For those of you who've watched the movie Dune, one of the most famous lines from the book is, "Fear is the mind killer." Well, heat is the electronics killer. Okay? Where is all this? Okay. Sorry, it's just, I don't like all the stuff that's showing up. Probably should get a trash can up underneath my desk. That way I can throw this away. Now, let's say you damage one of these. Okay, this isn't a sponsorship, but I found, you can get this on Amazon, okay? This owl tree, this is good stuff, okay? Just to show you real quick. The nice thing about this is the fact that it comes in different thicknesses, and I've actually, as you guys can see, I've cut stuff out of that, so. Alright, so we got those on there. Yep. Okay. I think we might have enough height because we have the M.2 here, okay? So we definitely know that it'll have it, but I just, out of precaution, want to make sure. So these holes here and these holes here, that will be the front, okay? Or actually the back. And we'll lower that down, and actually, if you can see here, let's see if we can focus. That's actually making contact with the board, so I don't think we're going to need the heat sinks. And I'll just take one out. No, it's making contact. Look at that. No screws in. Okay, that's good to know. Whoops. Yes, and look, if you can see the little... Okay, so we're not going to need the heat sink. All right, now, before we go any further, what we are going to have to do Sorry, I got quiet. So they're showing here 8 antennas. There are 6 antennas or antennas, okay? But there's 6 and 6. So that's kind of good to know. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to pull these out. Okay, our wires for our connectors. I don't need the actual antennae just yet. Those are there. let's get our washers out. Put these back in. Okay. All right. And the reason I'm doing that is we're going to need to connect these first, okay? So since there are 6 of these 8 holes, what I'm going to do, you don't need to do this, is I'm going to use 1 through 3. And just so that I can, yeah, keep it looking good, I'm going to go ahead and use 5 through 7. I'm going to leave 4 and 8 empty, okay? So let's get all our little washers. So I'm going to put this to the side. Okay. Now I'm not going to add, real quick, I'm not going to add an M to this because I could come back later and do that. But for right now, I don't want any storage on this board. If I wanted to, I could set this up. OpenWTR does allow you to do a Samba share, but I want this strictly as a router. Okay. And PFSense, FreeBSD. Please start releasing stuff on the ARM board. I don't understand why you guys don't do that, because these boards, and I keep telling Banana Pi they need to work with you guys. I don't know if it's a security thing or what, but anyway, so one thing I need to do is see how these holes line up. These are slotted. I've pointed this out before, but this top part is flat, and then, you know, it goes in a specific way, and if from based on what I'm seeing, the flat part is going to go out this way. So I'm going to get a washer, and we're going to kind of, I wish we had, here we go. Here's the bolt. I was kind of worried. My R3 that I built a year ago is still up and running. The only thing I haven't done, and I probably should do it, is I haven't updated the OS on it. Now I'm not going to tighten it, I just want it in there so it's holding it. So again, I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, and then we'll come over to this side and we'll do 1, 2, 3. There's our flat side. Okay. Maybe I'm, okay, hold on. I think, yeah. Here we go. We'll pull this one back off. I'm sorry for the silence. Right now I'm using my hands to find that flat spot. See, once you find the flat spot, it slides in so nice. Now, I looked on the web pages. There are, and like, so once I get this assembled, we're going to go over the specs. Okay. That'll be part of part 2, going over the specs. But there are different OSs. Yeah, OpenWTR is out there. Okay. And for the most part, that's what I'm going to use because it works. All right. And then there's a Ubuntu out there for it, and there is, I think, Debian. So this does have other options that you can run on it. So I assume if you were going to run Debian, you could install Open Media Vault and make it a nice storage. And if you're wondering what I'm doing is I'm looking for, yeah, here we go. And we're going to find that. Easiest way to find the flat spots, take your fingers and you can feel it. Where my thumb is, that's the flat spot, and that's the round spot. And now that, again, slides in there. But I want to get one of these washers on there. And then we'll get one of these ring washers on this side, and we'll get the bolt. Again, I'm not tightening them right now because I want to get this in place. All right, so that's those three. And I just noticed there's different links. Probably should have checked that out first. So hold on. This is going this way. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one out. And the reason being is this is the short one. So we'll put this here for a second. Okay, yep, these are all three short. We'll put those up there. And this is long. Put this washer in there. There's our flat spot, and we'll go. Okay. There's our nut. No, I've been calling it a bolt, but it's actually a nut. The screw for the antenna is actually the bolt. Nice little hex screw. Yeah, I had a conversation with a friend. Did you know there are a ton of precision, screwdrivers? There's not a lot of precision wrenches. And I'm hoping one day maybe I can make some because it'd be nice for a lot of these small bore projects. Okay. These are all the same lengths. And since this is going to go this way, we'll connect them to this side. And we'll use the shorter ones to connect to this side. Okay. All right, so let's get these in place. Okay. So the front is like this, right? And then we got the back end probably going to need to come through like around this way or this way to get these in there. Okay. Because it doesn't look like there's much space on the sides. One still has it. Good. There's my flat slide still towards me. Get one of the ring washers. And the last one. You know what? I'm probably gonna add storage. Hold on, I got. Normally, I would like to put a full 2280 in there, but I got lucky and was able to pick these up for 80 bucks. I haven't really used them, so this has got thermal pad on it. I'll just need to wipe it, but just to show you, I would just have to figure out how to mount it. I would need a ring or something to connect it. But yeah, we could put a little storage in there. And see, 2230, and it lines up just fine. So we'll get that lined up. Okay, now we got these. So I'm gonna pull this off, and this, yeah, with that thermal pad, that'll help, especially with the heat. Okay, so we got all these, and how are we? All right, so these are the shorter ones. Pull these to the side. Again, I like that these are a little bit bigger. It's going to make it easier to work with. Maybe. There we go. Come on, bend. And the last one for this side. I'm gonna have to pull these back. Okay, let me show you something we're gonna fix real quick. It looks like, okay, hold on. Let's get my overhead turned on for a second. There we go. See how all the wires are coming out the back? Okay. Okay. What we're probably going to want to do, and I'm looking, okay. So we're going to pull these out. We're going to hook it up. We're going to pull it out. I'm going to mute my mic and do that because, as you can see, it's blocking. We need to put it up underneath there. So I'm also going to need to figure out a way to kind of tie it up. So I'm going to get some twist ties. All right. We're going to stop for a second. I need some of my Rockstar, and I'm going to mute the mic. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm fixing to put this in here. I had to do a little bit of engineering, okay, so that I can hold it in place. Essentially, this was like a hex, a hex bolt, or sorry, hex nut, had like a little dome. I cut it off. It stands up just a little bit. I use this emery board to kind of shave it down a little bit, and it should Perfect. Okay, I'm going to turn my mic off. We're going to reconnect all the antennas, but we're going to continue on. We're doing pretty good with this. We now have small little bit of storage on there, so we could play around with that. We got the antennas hooked up. As you can see, there's spacing on the sides. Okay, we've wrapped them around, and now we're going to put them back into the sides. Okay. Alright guys, as you can see, we have the wires set up. Now, one thing I'm going to wait on is there's our UAT. Get my finger out of it. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay. It's not very focused, but right here. Right here is our UAT connector. So until we get this worked out, I'm not going to put the back panel on. We got it hooked up. Okay. It's in there very nicely. I do have an M2E storage like I told you. And yeah, so now let's go ahead and I didn't want to put this on just yet, but we're going to put this on now. This is the fan. Okay. We got thermal pads. Now, just so you can take note, this goes on to the Media Tech CPU, and these are going to go on to memory, which are right here. This is the memory, and that's the CPU. Here, let's do it again. CPU, memory, and there's the fan connector. So we'll put it like this. Then we'll push this down and this down. They are now locked in place. It's now covering it. And we'll now push that in. Okay? So that's good there. Now the one thing I am going to do, just so that I can start working on this, I am going to put the front on. Oh, hold on. Let's put the legs on real quick. And the reason I want to only put the front on is I want that back area open so that we can use our UAT cable. Okay. These are some nice little legs. I mean, nice little case. And yeah, I love building these things. All right, so that's that. Here's the front. Let's go ahead and get that lined up. Okay. And again, what's cool about these development boards, as I call them, is the fact that when you start working with these, it doesn't matter what OS you're using, okay? Be it Debian, be it Ubuntu, be it um, Open um, WRT, you're helping the community, and that's part of the reason I do this channel is I want to get back to open source. So seriously, you should think about, buying one of these, helping out, okay? Because you could search for closed source router boards, okay? Years ago, Linksys, who is no longer around, they actually had a board out that you could run OpenWTR on, but I think since then it's gone. And this one, here we go. I don't want to strip the screws. That is one of the bad things. All right, so we're going to stop this video for now. Okay, this is the assembly. We're not done, but this is kind of going long. So this is what it's going to look like. And again, I really want to have access. So when I'm telling you I'm going to run, I want to be able to hook up my cable. I could push it through and leave it there, but I don't want to. Okay, so there's enough space that I should be able to connect it there, and then we'll hook it up, and I will be installing an OS. I'm also going to try to flash it to the eMMC, because it's a lot faster when you use the eMMC. Oh, one last thing before we finish. So these are, again, are for the Sims. There's a little hole here, there's a little hole there that you can push your paperclip through. And we're going to push these in. Okay. Pull off the paper. All right. Beautiful. Okay. Let's turn the light off. It tends to get a shine on it. There we go. Beautiful. So that's it, guys. Right now, this is the assembly. Just to kind of we'll put this on top, and we'll put this on the back, just to kind of show you real quick. And we'll hook up our antenna. But this, again, this is a very beautiful case, and I love the feet on it are awesome. That'll help keep it cool. All right, until next time, this is TerrorPUP wishing you all peace.